Hey everyone, welcome to the Westley Warriors Show. The aim of this program is to give us the opportunity to tell stories with one another and use them as tools of empowerment to confront hate and ignorance in our everyday lives. Please note that these stories are for entertainment and educational purposes only. These are not substitutes for professional legal, medical, or financial advice. Enjoy the show. Hi, and welcome back. Today I have Jackson Beltrani with me. I knew him through my late brother. He's an avid athlete that ran the marathon in New York City to fundraise for men's mental health awareness and suicide prevention. He is set to participate in a triathlon next month. This will put his strength and stamina to the test, so we can expect an impressive performance if anyone watching this in the area is planning to attend. Welcome, Jackson.
Hi, Wesley. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome. Please tell us more about yourself.
I'm Jackson. You introduced me as Avery's friend, and yeah, so I love running, biking, swimming, anything that I can do to get outside. Obviously, these summer months are so gorgeous. I just love being outside, so anything I can do that keeps me going, really keeps me in the right headspace. So yes, I have a triathlon in a month. It'll be my second, and I love working towards getting better at that. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
That's good. You have a lot on your plate, but you're still staying active and pushing yourself to be the best version you can be. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's all about. Kind of balancing, my work schedule and fitting in time to train, and obviously leaving room for some fun stuff. But yeah, a lot going on right now.
What motivated you to take up running?
Um, Honestly, I'm not the best runner, so I think kind of trying to find something that I really wasn't good at. When I played sports, a part of them were obviously is running, and that's the part that I dreaded the most was the practices where we had to run. Um, so kind of trying to find something that I really struggled at and improve at it. And then I kind of fell in love with where it took me. So
No, that's
yeah,
enriching. No, that's enriching, man.
yeah, yeah. So my favorite of the three is cycling. I love biking, so it's a little scary being on the road at points, but it's so fun seeing like a ton of roads that you wouldn't see while driving or being able to run. Um, and just being out there in the sun is really great. So the three of them are combined are great just to be outside.
I'm glad. I go swimming at least once a week.
Yeah, do you go at Toby Pond or
Yes,
somewhere
I
else?
yes, I go in Toby Pond much more often in the summer, but in the winters, the fall, and the spring, I go to a YMCA, mostly in Winsted.
Hmm. Yeah, that's great.
What other sports do you play, if any?
Um, my favorite just activity is probably basketball. I'll shoot alone, or if friends are playing a pickup game, I'll go outside. I also love tennis. I try to go to the park, and if someone's playing, I'd love to play with them. So those two are really the non-exercise cardio sports that I enjoy playing. How about you? What do you do?
I used to play basketball and I used to go jogging when I was in high school.
Nice.
Is there a specific connection to your workout routine and your mental health?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it definitely it takes discipline. I think A, first off, it is so nice just to like work the day and then know at the end like, oh, I'm gonna keep my body moving. Um, and I think while I'm running, it might suck or like in the moment of doing the exercise, it might be tough, but um, you mentally push through it, and then at the end you feel so rewarded, like, oh, I did this, I completed this workout, and like I'm sticking to my routine, and I'm proud of myself for doing it. That's a big part of it, and it keeps you going. It's like I have this goal I want to achieve, and um, I'm working at it. So it's also could be a negative. It's like if you take a day off, or it's like, oh, I really should have ran today, or I really should have done something. It could be a negative, but kind of balancing the two of those is important. You also have to take care of yourself. It's like, yes, I'm working on improving myself, but I can also take a day off here and there. So kind of working the two of those is a tough battle, but yeah.
That's pretty much why I go swimming too.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel better once you're done with it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Probably won't feel better after drinking. Probably won't feel better after drinking this, but it does feel good in the
What is
morning.
that? Is that a Red Bull? What is that?
Yep, it's a summer edition Sudachi Lime Red Bull.
It's good. I'm not a big Red Bull guy or like energy drink, but um you must have had a early morning, long day.
Yeah, pretty much. It is basically fuel for exercise if used
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
What are common behaviors that feed into toxic masculinity?
That's a good question. I don't know. Uh I think just like I don't know, that's a good what would you answer to that question before I go? I know you're the host, but
Well, I would say don't repress emotions, express them.
yeah, I think that's a great point. I think just like, sometimes men are told like I think they have to be, mentally strong and, put on a brave face and be a provider. But I think, part of being mentally strong is showing your emotions and showing that, I am, I get sad too sometimes, or, like, there's some days, it's where I don't want to do something, but I do agree that like showing your emotions is important, especially in the youth. It's like maybe they'll get picked on for crying, or I don't know. I think it starts early, and the earlier we tell a boy it's like it's okay to show emotion, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to cry. Um, I think that's important as well. So
One other thing I would say is don't let loneliness lead you to befriend the wrong person that would take you down a much darker path than you're already on. Been there, done that.
that's also true. You know, hundreds of people are going to come into your life, and they're going to impact you in a way that I don't know. You might be going through something, and they might impact you negatively. And me personally, I love being alone. Like I live on my own, and whenever I get out, it's my own choice. So but yeah, making sure that you don't bring people into your life that are going to lead you to wrong decisions.
Yeah, I remember on Christmas night 3 years ago when the news broke that Avery crossed over, I was literally dead inside. The first
Yeah.
thing I did was tell a long distance friend from Australia and someone from California I became close friends with. She's a more popular creator, but we've connected through similar struggles with our mental health. She lost her husband not long before that. And so we've developed a sense of kinship through our mutual losses.
Yeah, that's great. I think you can find people through grief. it's definitely difficult to navigate that alone. So I'm glad you found someone that went through a similar situation, you know. Um, as you get older, you know, you're going to be experiencing more close loss. So it is it is difficult to navigate that alone. So I think finding someone that, you know, is going through it in the same capacity is important, and I'm glad you did that.
Inevitably, there'll be more deaths where that came from.
Well, it's a part of life. It's yeah.
Sadly, how come religion plays a role in promoting harmful gender norms?
That's a good question. My own personal experience, I was raised through the church system. I myself, I'd say I'm not religious at this point. I do think there's just so much history, and you know, if you follow a set of rules that haven't changed over time, we're not going to adapt. And that applies to a lot of things. That applies to government, that applies to religion. Um, we constantly have to be innovating and learning about how, you know, how men act, and you know, maybe just because we've been doing something for a long time doesn't mean it is right. And you know, uh I'm not sure exactly how the role religion plays in impacting men. How would you say it does?
I wouldn't say it is directly responsible, enforcing a more skewed, darker side of religion that conflicts with what I learned in church regarding acceptance and understanding.
Yeah,
In the most basic sense, using religion as an excuse to hate would be a big factor.
oh, absolutely. It definitely, I think whenever it is used as a form of war or dispute, or, you know, you see across our borders in, you know, the Middle East, how it is affecting, you know, geography and government. That's definitely a negative impact it has. I don't know if how large of a negative impact it has in our current government, but yeah, I agree with that.
Has staying away from social media platforms like Instagram improved your ability to focus on yourself?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I do think like we've had this conversation with social media for a long time about how yes, at its forefront, it's great to keep people connected, and it's a great tool to, you know, learn more about each other. But I do think recently it's been negative. I think that just as a society, I think it's been become acceptable to be, you know, rude or short or not understanding of other people. I do think we are lacking empathy as a society. Uh, I think like if you look at any, you know, Twitter or Instagram post, like someone can share an opinion or reply to something, and you know, the reply to them, they could be genuinely asking more information on something, and they'll call them an idiot, or you know, they'll just give a short-handed answer, and it's like some people are just genuinely looking for answers or more information, and I think we're just very hard on people. I don't know what it's like for kids growing up now, because I don't know, you and I, and you know, um, we were kind of at the start of social media, so like we were kind of learning with the time. But now kids growing up, it's all they've known is, you know, the digital era. So I definitely think it has a negative impact on a lot of people. And the more time that you can spend away with it, I think would be better.
Well, if there is any consolation, a lot of these people that intentionally start fights in comments on posts regarding pride, disability awareness, mental health awareness, or domestic violence in general are bots. They're just bots.
They're just bots. Is that what you said?
Right, or at least so I've heard.
Yeah, I definitely think on Twitter, I don't know how much you follow the news cycle, but if you look at any of the replies on any media, it's all going to be, engagement farming or people like looking for clicks or just like automated responses. So I don't know. I personally don't like looking at that, so I don't need to see more of it. I'd rather just talk to someone that's human, that I know personally, but
I've stopped using Twitter altogether years ago for that
yeah.
reason.
Yeah, that's probably pretty smart. It used to be the best. It used to be the best way to find like new information and just trending news, but now it's a lot of bots and it's a lot of I don't know,
Poison.
poison. That's a good short answer to use there. Um, yeah.
How often do you travel?
Um, Not enough. I'm definitely, I have a board next to me with my goals for the year, and one of them was to go to like four new places that I've never been. My girlfriend, she is from San Diego, so I went there for the first time this year where it's beautiful. I haven't been out of the country in a long time. But San Diego is really nice. What would be the best place you've been recently?
This year, I would probably say, most likely Toby.
Toby, yeah.
Last year would be in Bethel, New York.
Oh, really?
It the that town and much of upstate New York remind me so much of Norfolk.
Yeah, it's really nice out there. Uh really open and quiet.
Do you have another goal set for when you complete the triathlon?
Um, that's a big part of it is the I don't know, post-race depression, they call it. You work so hard to get to this place and then you do it and then it's like, okay, what's next? It's kind of hard, you set a purpose for so long. So I don't know necessarily what I would do at what was the question again? What I would do,
What
any
would
goals after it?
right? That's what my
Yeah. Um,
spontaneous question was.
um, I think I did my first one last year, so I'm hoping just to improve my time from last year. Um, and I guess that's the long-term goal. Just every time I do it is get a little bit better, and that's really all I can do.
That's good to hear. What are some places in Connecticut do you enjoy visiting whenever you're back in the state?
Um, where I've really never I li recently lived in Milford for a year, which I don't know if you know where that is. It's near New Haven. What I've learned is that the beaches in Connecticut are surprisingly nice. Like if you go along the coast on the southern part of the state, um, they are really nice. They have the train that goes to the city, so there's a lot of ease of access, like where we're from, uh, kind of in the middle of nowhere. So, being close to like having access to the beaches and the train, is really nice. And there's good pizza in New Haven too. So, what about you? What would be your favorite place if it wasn't Norfolk?
Kind of hard to say, but besides Milford, which I remember going to almost 5 or 6 years ago, it would be in Willimantic where I went to college.
Okay. Did you go to Eastern Connecticut?
I did. It's a university near the Frog Bridge.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, Thank you for joining me today, Jackson. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, or check out my main channel or catch me on any other platform that I use, like Instagram and my photography portfolio Unsplash. It was amazing to have you, Jackson. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Wesley.
You're welcome. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Go.